Every CEO kind of has to go through that wrecking at one point in time where you say, like, this is a gamble. I'm going to be taking this on.
You hired your first employee the week before COVID kind of shut the world down. What were you thinking at that moment of like, holy smokes, a weekend and suddenly the world has shut down?
We were growing as an agency and I was not good at home. I was working 100 hours a week. I was
Mhm.
to the point where if I don't make a change, I'm going to burn out. And just that idea of I needed somebody that was in my corner too. Sometimes the loneliness almost of being in leadership and how that can feel. And sometimes it was one of those things where it's like, I need somebody that's on my side here that cares just as much about the success of this business as I do right now. When we initially talked about Jeff coming on board, we had like these really interesting different roles in what I was going to be working on in the company and he was going to be working on in the company. And it's like, okay, well, that day happens and it's like, he's here. It's clear that we're shutting down. We've got one business that told us that they had to stop advertising at that time because they sold to salons, basically. They're e-commerce
Mhm.
stores. They sold to salon owners. So they're like, well, salons are shut down. So our customers aren't buying from us. We're just going to stop advertising for right now. We had another customer that reached out to us saying that they had to stop advertising because they weren't going to be able to get any shipments of new product in for a while. They're like, we're not going to have enough inventory. We're just going to sell with what we got and hope that we can stay afloat. And so it was one of those things you're like, well, that's going to change our initial plans of what we need to do here. So we decided, okay, let's actually go out and intentionally start growing and building the business in a different way, which worked out really great. In what we didn't know at the time, at the beginning of the pandemic, was this was also going to be a really great opportunity for e-commerce in general, just trying to make sure that we could kind of make sense of this. That way we could scale intelligently and not scale unprofitably. At first, it was definitely a little bit fearful. And I think that every CEO kind of has to go through that wrecking at one point in time where you say, like, this is a gamble. I'm going to be taking this on. This is a big cost. And that's probably the hardest one to make. You almost have to kind of go through those initial scary moments in order to kind of get over that. And I think that you get better and better at that the more that you take these steps. And each time you take that step of courage, you get better and more capable of taking that next step of courage. All you need is 20 seconds of unrivaled courage to just kind of get over that fear of that moment.